We're joined by the head coach of the Nittany Lions, James Franklin, looking ahead to the San Diego State game. Coach, before we talk about San Diego State, the Rutgers atmosphere Saturday, you talked about it after the game, but now that you've had a couple days to reflect, just how important are the fans to what you do on the field?
Yeah, I can't thank the fans enough. I thought, the drive up to the stadium was unbelievable. People banging on the side of the bus as we're coming up, walking through, the fans to enter the stadium, the students there supporting us in pregame. I thought the stripe out looked awesome. I'm telling everybody that this is going to become an annual event. I don't know if it is or not. I haven't cleared that through the administration yet, but I think it should be. So I think it's been really cool, and having almost 104,000 people in here, again in the rain. I don't know how many penalties you could attribute to them, especially when they were backed up here in our end zone in front of the students. So it's electric. It's one of many things that make Penn State so special. The
running game has really gotten going the past 2 weeks, more than 500 yards on the ground the past 2 games. What's been different in terms of execution up front? What are the guys doing well?
Yeah, it's not a whole lot different. I just think we're more confident. With that confidence, they're playing more aggressively. I also think Akil and Saquon are both running well and making people miss. I do think we've done some things scheme-wise to create some challenges on people as well. So I'm excited, and the fact that we've had 2 weeks now, we haven't had a sack. I think Hack's only been hit twice, so real positives there.
When you look at Hack and the way he's getting you in and out of the plays that you want on the field, how important is that for the offense to grow like it has?
Yeah, I don't think people realize that enough. There are a lot of those touchdown runs or long runs where we give them a run play, and if we see this certain blitz or certain look, we want them to check into this play. And he did that numerous times that equaled huge plays for us. It's great because now our offensive line, he checks the play, and he knows, the line knows he's checking to this specific look, so it allows them to be really confident in how they're going to block it. So tremendous impact.
Nick Scott's a guy you've talked a little bit about on special teams, not only return game, but on the coverage units. How important is he to what you want to do on special teams?
He's been great. I've been real pleased with our special teams overall, but his enthusiasm, his energy, his playmaking ability, everybody's focused on his kickoff return stuff, but his coverage stuff, his tackles, all that stuff has been great. Von Walker's been great. I can name a bunch of guys. Obviously, Chris Gula was a major factor in the game. Thought he did really well. So, that's a real positive for us.
How beneficial was it to get Brandon Bell back, and then can you evaluate the young linebackers and how they've grown over the course of the 3 weeks?
I think the young guys are doing really well. What was nice is now getting Brandon back. Instead of those guys having to play 60 reps, they could play 25 or 30 reps, still grow into their roles, and then also have Brandon's influence and leadership on the field. So I thought the combination of those two things, it allowed the unit to play better by having Brandon back, but it also allowed those young guys to gain experience gradually rather than having to take all the reps.
How's Jason Comida doing in the middle?
He's doing great. He's doing great. Doesn't surprise me one bit, the way he approaches the game. He's got natural leadership and charisma, and obviously he's a very good football player, so he's doing really well.
Grant Haley, another guy you got back on Saturday, seemed to make a big impact in the game. How are the corners doing? Trevor, Grant, John Reed on down the line, how are they doing?
Grant comes back, he gets an interception. He's another guy, was very mature as a true freshman, like John Reed in some ways. So you could imagine now in year 2 how much more confident he is. I think that was a huge addition for us. And I see the other guys getting better. I see John Reed getting better every single week. Trevor's steady Eddie. He comes out and does his job every single day, and that's why he's earned everybody's respect. Christian Campbell is taking that next step as well as a young player in our program. So pleased with that. Pleased with Apke. Apke coming in and putting his hat on the ball and causing a fumble that John Reed recovered. So that's going to be helpful for us as well.
San Diego State coming to Beaver Stadium for the first time, never played the Aztecs before. What can the fans expect to see on Saturday? What type of team is San Diego State?
Well, number one, they got really cool uniforms. I think they're cool uniforms. They got a really experienced head coach who's won a bunch of games. They've been to 5 straight bowl games now. I got Koa's family, our one California native, kind of doing some research for us back there in California. But they're a hard-nosed offense. They line up and try to run the ball. They got a really talented tailback. On defense, they're complete chaos. They don't line up in standard fronts. They do that walk around stuff. They blitz from every angle possible. on special teams that are solid. So it's going to be a real challenge for us from a lot of different perspectives and a lot of different reasons. Love to see if we can up the number from 104 to maybe 105, maybe 107 this week. Because what a better way to spend a Saturday afternoon with your family than right here in Beaver Stadium.
What are you looking for out of your team? What's the next step for this week?
It's not one major thing. It's just getting better. It's each guy getting better individually. It's each side of the ball, offense, defense, and special teams getting better. And it's getting better as a team and as a family overall. So, obviously I'd like to see us continue to work to being more balanced on offense. I think that's going to be important, be able to run the ball, but also be able to be a threat in the passing game more consistently. I think on defense, the sacks and tackles for loss were great. I thought our D-line dominated the fourth quarter. I'd like to see a little bit of that more first quarter, second quarter, and third quarter to put us in that position a little bit more. And then on special teams, we've had a bunch of long returns, but we haven't had any returns for touchdowns. I'd love to see us get a block punt for a touchdown, a kickoff return, or punt return for a touchdown, take that next step.
Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much, Tony.